Huawei's sudden re-entry into the Indian market is intriguing to say the least. After launching the insane triple camera P20 Pro in the country, the brand's latest addition to the market is the Honor 10.
No.
Oh, okay. It's the P20.
No.
It's actually the Nova 3.
Yes.
Jokes aside, the Nova 3 finds itself in a unique spot. Not only does it go up against its sister brands Honor 10, it also goes up against the OnePlus 6 and the Asus Zenfone 5Z. Having said that, Huawei has actually packed the Nova 3 with a lot of AI smarts. Maybe that changes the equation a little bit. Hi, I'm Eshraf from Mr. Phone, and here are my first impressions of the Nova 3. Before we move ahead, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and smash that bell icon to get Mr. Phone style awesome tech videos. Also, we've started a community on Facebook and WhatsApp, links to which are in the description below. After taking the Nova 3 out of the box, I'm really glad that Huawei has managed to bring the Twilight Edition to India, especially considering the fact that the P20 Pro's Twilight Edition never made it to our country. Just look at this color. It is absolutely stunning. You can love it, you can hate it, but you just cannot ignore it. It looks stunning from every angle that you look at it. In fact, I can tell you that I cannot take my eyes off of this phone. I don't want to use a case, I don't want to look at the screen. I just want to gawk at that beautiful rear all day long. But let's not forget that this back is a smudge magnet and it slips easily. Don't fret though, Huawei bundles a TPU case in the box like we saw in the unboxing. Moving on, while a lot of the design elements of the Nova 3 are similar to that of the Honor 10 or the Huawei P20, there are subtle differences that make it awesome. For example, since the fingerprint scanner is placed on the rear, this means that the chin is smaller now compared to the P20 Pro, which had the fingerprint reader on the front. The scanner on the Nova 3 is also fairly fast, and there's also face scanning for good measure. Apart from this, since the Nova 3 comes with 4 cameras, 2 on the front and 2 in the rear, you get a wider notch. This notch accommodates the earpiece flanked on either sides by the cameras. By the way, the notification light sensor is hidden behind the earpiece. It looks a little weird when it lights up. The bottom edge has your USB Type-C port, flanked on either sides by the 3.5mm jack and the speaker grill. An extremely premium textured power button sits on the right edge along with the volume rocker. The left edge accommodates the hybrid SIM tray. Yep, you have to sacrifice a SIM card slot if you want more storage space. On the front, for the first time, Huawei has gone for a weirdly unique 19.5:9 aspect ratio 6.3-inch display. This IPS LCD panel has the same aspect ratio as the iPhone 10. Therefore, you get a really tall panel and a narrow width. This makes the phone itself easier to hold compared to wider phones like the OnePlus 6 or the Zenfone 5Z. It's pretty funny that we're actually calling phones like the OnePlus 6 and the Zenfone 5Z wide now. Now, the panel itself looks to be color accurate, but I need more time with the phone to give you a full verdict on the quality of the panel. Internally, the Nova 3, like all other Huawei and Honor flagships this year, includes a Kirin 970 chip. But here's the twist. This is the first phone in India with the GPU Turbo technology. Huawei claims that GPU Turbo works in tandem with the hardware and software to offer 60% better gaming performance at 30% power efficiency. I couldn't test that out yet though. Also, the Nova 3 comes with 6 gigs of RAM and 64 or 128 GB of storage. Moreover, the camera app is feature rich, and at the center of it all is the AI engine. I like the fact that you can switch off the AI directly from the main settings itself. But what's baffling is that the monochrome setting is hidden in more settings. Why is it baffling? Because the secondary camera on the rear, which is a 24MP camera, is a monochrome sensor. If that is the marquee feature, it should have been easy to access in my opinion. The primary camera on the rear is a 16-megapixel unit, which is supplemented by the 24MP secondary camera. And on the front, you get a 24-megapixel primary camera plus a 2MP depth sensor. The camera has a ton of other features like a selfie portrait mode, 3D Qmojis, essentially Animoji ripoffs just like the iPhone 10, and more. For now, just take a look at. Also, the Nova 3 comes with 6 gigs of RAM and 64 or 128 GB of storage. So by now, the Nova 3 will go through Mr. Phone's rigorous tests, no doubting that. Oh, and before I forget, the Nova 3 runs on Android 8.1 Oreo with EMUI 8.2 skin on top of it. We've spoken at length about EMUI in our recent reviews, one of which should be linked here somewhere. For now, let it be known that EMUI offers you the option to switch off the notch, and it maintains symmetry with the curve at the bottom. I friggin' love software engineers who don't overlook such small but intimate details. To sum it all up, the Nova 3 is actually priced at around Rs 30,000 in China. Say Huawei India actually manages to price the phone in India for around Rs 30,000, I still think that the Nova 3 has a fighting chance against the competition. Having said that, I'm really sad that the Nova 3 hasn't been hyped enough. It definitely deserves a lot more attention. Well, maybe it will be a sleeper hit for Huawei. Only time will tell. Until then, wait for the Mr. Phone review of the Nova 3. And I shall hand over the phone to Shri, who will take... Oh. Do let us know in the comment section below what you thought about our first impressions of the Nova 3. Until next time, this is Eshat signing off.